Hello to everyone, Chad. I'm going to talk to you about this upcoming UFC fight card. Yeah, this was a great fight card. It really was an amazing one. I came very close to having a perfect UFC fight card, but it didn't come to fruition. I only missed Victor Henry, which rarely happens, you know. It happens pretty much rarely, and really happens pretty much rarely. So I'm more than pleased with the way it went, but yeah, I told you, only one miss. I'm not dicking, I'm just saying that I'm pleased with how everything went, with what happened, and yeah. Hey, Vlad, how are you, my friend? How's everything doing? Just here to do a recap, then going to a match. 10 out of 11. But bets, 2 out of 3. Victor Henry cost me. But it is what it is. I mean, it's life, right? It happens. So I'm gonna go fight by fight. I'm gonna tell you how everything went. And honestly, honestly, I've got to say that I really enjoyed every single second of it. And was a great card for me. I really enjoyed. Pierre Rodriguez destroyed Mike Jackson. This was my first shot to the heart, shot through the heart. My prop was pretty much on point. Henry was such a disappointment. Yeah, and Asunsa looked very good, which kind of surprised me in the first place. Henry was such a disappointment. Yes, I agree. Backing you up on that one. Then Tatsuro Taira was my first bet. He defeated CJ Vergara via submission. I didn't expect a submission victory on the end of Tatsuro Taira, but again, I played straight on Taira, so got to say I was very impressed with that fight. Then Pierre Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes, my Chad Violad joined, and then we started discussing, but the truth is that he didn't enjoy much that fight. I did. I'm a big fan of Pierre Rodriguez, and I'm glad because Pierre won, but it was a tactical war. I understand you, friend, but at the end of the day, I'm a fan of Pierre Rodriguez. So yeah, when you tuned in, you remember what you were saying. Man, I can't wait for this fight to end, etc. Well, I was impressed with that fight. Not impersonal, but I'm glad Pierre won. 3 out of 3. I was pretty drunk. No props, man, no props. Then Joe Anderson Brito versus Lucas Alexander. We're having a submission victory on the end of Joe Anderson Brito, pretty much easy submission win, and I hope to 4-4. Then Jacob Malkoun defeated Nick Maximum via unanimous decision. I said Malkoun was going to win, and I caught the underdog. So 30-27, very much dominant performance. That's not something I was expecting. Yeah, no problems, man. Everything is right. Then Jacob Malkoun, I need to say that Jacob Malkoun really did a wonderful job by out wrestling Nick Maximo, by surprising every single fan of the greatest, fastest growing sport in the world. Mana Martinez versus Brandon Davis. I said fight starts round 3, which came to fruition, and I bounced to 6-6. But Mana Martinez defeated Brandon Davis via super close split decision, razor close. Close fights are not robberies. One of the closest fights I've ever seen. So 6 out of 6 in the prelims. Maximo is terrible, man. Yeah, you are right. You are right, man. 6 out of 6 in the prelims. Maximo is terrible. Yeah, I definitely agree with you that Maximo did a terrible job. But Malkoun did a great job too. Yeah, Malkoun did a great job. And then when we advanced into the main card, Alonzo Manifield versus Misha Tsirkunov, my bet was no distance, and Alonzo Manifield floored him with a big, powerful left hook followed by a powerful right, which ended up in a destruction mode, and Misha Tsirkunov was floored. He was laying on the canvas. One of the most devastating knockouts I've ever seen. One of the scariest ones, and I hope to 7-7. Malkoun could become the new Brunson. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And then what happened? Victor Henry versus Rafaelson saw. I bet on Victor Henry, and I was pretty much confident that Victor Henry was going to pull this out. But it's very hard to fish for a perfect card. It's very much hard to get a perfect card. And I have to say, this time I was pretty much unable to get a perfect card because of Henry's loss. Rafaelson was better in 2 rounds, 29-28, very fair scoring. I got to praise the judges. I mean, Asunsao was better. Henry didn't show much in that fight. Unlike in the fight with Jaime Barcelos, we've seen a whole different version of Victor Henry. I was having a feeling that he didn't know what was he doing. He came technically unprepared into that fight. Henry probably has 2 or 3 fights left in him. He's too old, and this was his last chance at the top. Yes, it was. I was expecting he was going to pull this out, but unfortunately it didn't come to fruition. And then 7 out of 8, one and only miss Henry to win. I should have said the fight will go the distance, but I was super confident at Henry, and yeah, he cost me money, but it is what it is. I mean, who cares? Then the next one is going to be Duško Todorovic versus Jordan Wright. My prediction was the fight will not go the distance, and in round 2, Jordan Wright was piecing him apart. Jordan Wright was doing a wonderful job by piecing his opponent apart, by teeing him up on the feet. But then in round 2, I don't know what happened. Maybe Wright was gassed. Nobody knows that, but Todorovic, I don't know. He rebounded. He literally rebounded from the dead. I don't know. Like a zombie, he recovered. And it was a great performance by Duško Todorovic. Really was a great performance, and no distance was my pick. Todorovic destroyed him with a round 2 TKO. And also got to say that Todorovic recovered from the dead, like a zombie mode. Like a zombie mode. I don't know what happened with Todorovic in round 2. I don't know what they told him. I wasn't listening to his corner. I understand Serbian, but I didn't listen to his corner. So whatever they did a great job. And yeah, you are right. No excuses for guessing like that. And also, it was 8 out of 9. Then my next pick was Jonathan Martinez to defeat Cub Swanson. But I wasn't that confident, I wasn't that confident. I picked Martinez because I didn't know that he has such nasty leg kicks, and he destroyed Cub Swanson via those leg kicks, and Cub Swanson was unable to recover. He was unable to survive those brutal leg kicks, which was a bit of a surprise to me. But I bounced to 9 out of 10. I hooped to 9 out of 10. And then Alexa Grasso versus Vivian Araujo. I should have bet on that. I said Grasso was going to win her via decision, and unfortunately, that was a problem to me. That really was a problem to me because I said Grasso was going to win via decision, but instead of that, I bet on Askar Askarov, and you know what happens. You know what is Cowboys curse. Whenever I bet, the fight gets postponed or it gets cancelled, but that's the way it is. So 10 out of 11. 10 out of 11 with one miss. With one miss, Henry who lost the fight via unanimous decision, and I got to say that I'm pretty much pleased with this fight card. One of the best cards I've ever had. But again, I'm glad if I helped somebody. So I'm really glad if I helped somebody. If I didn't, well, that's the way it goes. Henry fucked me up too. Don't think I was the only one. So, thank you guys. Have a great day, and I need to go reffing now.